Hello, everybody. Welcome to a whole new week. I'm Tara Larkin, and my guest today is Kerry Manning. Kerry, welcome.
Thank you so much, Tara. It's lovely to be here.
So, tell us about yourself.
Oh, where do you want to start? When you get quite old like me, there's a lot to tell. um, I'm, you know, I never always plan what I'm going to say, but what I'm going to say is this: I'm a dreamer, and I've lived a long life already, and I've had a lot of dreams, and that's always something that's driven me is the dream of being able to do this or do that or do the next thing. And so I'm a dreamer. I'm publishing my book next month. I I've held art exhibitions. I've had a great career. I've done all sorts of things, and it's all I think because I dream it and then I believe I can do it.
Oh, tell us about your arts and crafts shop.
But the craft shop.
Yeah.
So when I lived in South Africa, I craft was my hobby, and I did pottery
Mhm.
and I did all sorts of crafts and stuff as my hobby. In actual fact, I've been making and doing things since I was a little girl. I've always loved the whole make and do,
Yeah.
And when we came to Ireland, we were living in Connemara, which is a beautiful part of the country, as you know. And we decided that we would start a craft shop in Connemara and make a community. So it was always going to be more than just a shop. I always wanted it to be a community where people could meet up with other people and get to know other people and make things together, craft together.
And what's it called?
It's closed now. It's been closed 20 years now. It was called Unshoppabui because the building that we were in was yellow, and I was trying to decide what we were going to call the shop. And then the locals, because we were living in the Gaeltacht, the locals started calling it Unshoppabui, which is obviously the yellow shop. And so that's what it became. It was the yellow shop.
Ah. Did you move over here when you were a kid?
Did I what?
Did you move over here when you were... No, actually, never mind.
No, I moved over here when I was in my 30s.
Oh. So you have a book coming out. Tell us about that.
Well, that's another dream. In fact, at the when I do the dedication in the book, it actually says that this book is dedicated to all the 7-year-old dreamers who believed they could do a book. And I've always wanted to be a novelist. And if anybody asked me throughout my life, I'd say one day I'm going to write a book. One day I'm going to write a book. And then, of course, things happen and life happens, and you're busy, and then you get sick, and all sorts of things happen. But I'm very, very proud and very excited to say that it's actually finally happened, and the book is coming out on the 3rd of November.
The 3rd of November, and what's it about?
It's a novel. It's a novel about families, friendship, and love. Really, it's based in Connemara, and it's a story of a woman finding love, but it's also a story of her friendship and intergenerational friendships. I'm a great believer in intergenerational friendships. I don't think that age or anything needs to have a. You don't have to be friends with somebody just because they're the same age as you. You know. So
Yeah.
it's a story of intergenerational friendship, and it's a story of love and a story of overcoming, because we all come to this earth with things that we struggle with, and things happen, and we've got to overcome the obstacles in our way. So to an extent, it's a story of that as well.
And finally, you have a blog. Can you tell us about that blog even?
My blog is actually, I've also closed my blog recently, but I've started up again on
Oh, you
Substack.
closed it.
Yeah, I started it when I turned 50, And it was great. It was just such a wonderful thing to do because it put me in a way of meeting so many different people and experiencing things that I may not have experienced otherwise, And
Yeah.
it was, and I made a lot of intergenerational friends as well. I made a lot of friends across the board. And then um, in the last couple of years, I've been quite ill, and I just decided that, you know, I think it's time to let that go and concentrate on my writing. And so I let it go. I've started a Substack, which is sort of like a blog anyway. And I'm going to be putting a lot more effort into the Substack going forward. And I put the effort into my writing, and through the writing, I've met such amazing people. It's become my writing family.
Yeah. And finally, if you could give one piece of advice to a person, what advice would you give?
Dream, believe, and dream. I have a little program that I run once a year called the Word of the Year, and I sort of run it after Christmas to New Year, encouraging people to find a word to pull them through the year. And I've
Hmm.
been doing it in 15 years now, and I've got so many people that follow me with it, and it's on Facebook. And it's such a it's such a wonderful thing to just pick a word and to focus on that word and let that word guide you for the year. And this year, my word is believe. And it's honestly and truly every year that I've done it. And if you believe, I think if we had to put it into a sentence, believe in your dreams. You can have a dream and you can
Yeah.
set your target of believing in your dreams.
Ah, and I think that about wraps it up. Thank you so much, Kerry, and we will see you next time. Subscribe today for all new. See you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.